Okay, this is the second attempt at this live stream. I hope you found your way to me. Let me throw this link in places here. Yes, all right. Find your way to me. Hello. All right, it says the sound is working. Yes. Hi, Demetrius. Okay. Hi, lady. Okay. So, as I was saying, last Monday we were doing whatever we were doing, energy healing. Belial was whispering in my ear, and he's like, "Hey, I want to do something next week." So I carried his sigil around with me all week, expecting him to have some like grand ritual for me to do and like grand energy. And all week it was just like grounding. And I remember that Belial is like, very down to earth, right? And simple. He's a simple man. And so I'm like, of course he just wants to do grounding. But then, I'm like, just grounding. Grounding is so fucking important, especially when you practice magic or even if you're just doing manifestation. Grounding means you're in the present. You're not in the past. You're not in the future. You're in the present. You're practicing gratitude. You're looking around you. You're in mindfulness. You're not in your head. And that's exactly where the magic happens. The more in the present you are, the more grounded you are, especially after doing large rituals, the more results you're going to get. Okay. And to me, that's like a duh thing, but like, I forget to do that too. Like, I forget that, okay, I got to be in the present right now. I'm thinking way too much about X, Y, and Z, or I'm thinking too much about the future. I need to come back to the present. So that is what Belial is here to help us with. I had some trouble with my system because Jason, who is an IT man, set up monitors on my desk. So I have 2 monitors and then my laptop, so that I can work like that. And he just like put that up today. And so the wires, something about one of my plugins doesn't work correctly. And so that's what the problem was. But anyway, a lot of times we forget things. Sometimes we forget things and we are unconsciously punishing ourselves. And I'm like, yes, unconsciously punishing ourselves. I know all about that. But with practice, you notice that you're doing that and then put a stop to it. Like, that's, deprogramming your brain basically and noticing. That's why it's so important to notice things. And that's about grounding too. Noticing what you're doing in the moment. Noticing, oh, hey, I'm thinking way too much about this crap that happened in the past. I need to come back to the present moment and understand that, wow, I get to work on my business today, or I get to make money today. I get to hug my kids today. I, kind of just coming back to gratitude and gratefulness, and that's really important to staying grounded. It helps with that. So yeah, let's do this. Yeah, I don't love tech. But that's what he was reminding me of this week, how important it is. I actually had a client once who I was doing a service for, and then I went to go ground him, and he was like fighting against me. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, I could feel you like struggling because I was trying to ground you, but you were like, no. And he was like flailing around in the astral. And he's like, yeah, I didn't really want to be grounded. And I'm like, do you know that that's not a good thing? Hello. So not everybody knows that. They think being in their head and being in the astral is how you manifest or make your magic happen. And it's the complete fucking opposite. Gotta live your life, man. Live your life. All right, let's do this. Yeah, Eric, I used to think that myself. And I actually personally know some magicians who spend all of their time in meditation and they don't go out into the world. And it's like, what are you doing? You're not. You gotta live your life. That's how you advance. Not locking yourself in your apartment. And they actually used to like look down on me for not meditating more. And I'm just like, I just need like 20 minutes, 10-20 minutes a day maximum. And that's all I need personally. I don't need to spend my life in meditation or in the astral. Hi, Norma. Like seeing things moving out of the corner of my eye. This energy is definitely a psychic boost. Oh yeah. He's been with me all week. He's really amazing. He's one of the ones that really helped me back in the day. I say back in the day because it felt like a fucking lifetime ago. Like honestly, 2018, 2019. the first time I met Belial, I was hiking. I wanted to do my first evocation of him on top of a mountain for some reason. I think it was like 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. Um, and I had heard that Belial likes to scare you the first time that you evoke him, like that other people's experiences. You really shouldn't let other people's experiences ruin your experience for you. Like, don't be expecting things like that because that's what you're gonna get. But anyway, I did an evocation of him on a mountain. Luckily, I was there all by myself that day, and I didn't really feel too much. But then on the way down in the astral, there was like I could see like wolves in the trees like chasing me down the mountain, and I like ran down the mountain. And they weren't obviously they weren't physical wolves, like we don't have those in Maine, but they were there and they were chasing me down the mountain, and I was just like, I didn't mind. I wasn't that scared because I was like, okay, this is Belial, this is his test. He's gonna chase me with wolves, which wolves kind of terrify me. So I I didn't mind, and I really like running down mountains anyway. um, but then after that, like so much stuff changed for me. But I think he was one of the ones that was really fucking with my ex at the time because the infernal divine did not like my ex. Oh yeah, maybe initiate me to the wolf pack. That makes sense. Yeah, it probably felt less like I was being chased and more like I was running with them because I wasn't scared. Because first of all, when I go to work with a new entity or a demon, I make sure in my mindset I'm like, I'm not going to be scared. I'm not going to show fear because I don't want that to manifest. Um, Honestly, Norma, the infernal don't say much in the terms of words. They more show you things in your life. So if you start paying attention to what's going on in your life and repeating things, repeating words, repeating phrases, songs, um, repeating situations, because that's how they communicate with you. They do not. Sometimes they will, like Azazel, like once like appeared at the foot of my bed, and he's like said something profound and then disappeared. Like they sometimes they will do that, but it's in the real life that you're living that is where they show up. And in your dreams, that's it. Like that's how you communicate with them, and you can communicate with them, talk to them whenever you want. Like just like a prayer, or like you're talking to a buddy. Like that's what I do. I'm just like, oh, okay, Belial, what do you want to do this week? Like that's how I talk to him. And they will show you, they will tell you. It can come as something that you just know, or somebody will literally say it to you. A situation will happen where you're like, oh, like that's how they talk to you. They don't just show up and spew a bunch of words. Like they're not, um, they don't talk a lot. Yeah. So Norma, start paying attention, especially you're in astral mastery now. So start paying attention to the things that happen in your life. And you're like, well, no, it's not that you're blind. It's like, how would you know that? You wouldn't know that. If you don't know, you don't know. So dreams are big with them. Big. And if you don't understand a dream or a situation that they put you in, be like, okay, so what is this teaching me right now? What is this teaching me? And you will get the answer. Skulls in a circle. That could mean a lot of things. Yeah. You start seeing animals. Like owls are really big with Athena, and recently when I was about to open up an infernal glow up, which we're doing right now, I kept seeing owls everywhere, and I'm like, who are ya? Who's there? And she made herself known because she wanted to work with the girls in infernal glow up. Yeah, Nyx. I love Nyx. Ugh. I think it was actually, yeah, it was you that suggested working with her, and it's been a fun ride. She's absolutely connected to my soul. She's amazing with like shadow work and all things like dark feminine. And I can't believe I haven't worked with her before because that's like my soul work. So I will always work with Nyx. We went for a hike last weekend. And we went for a hike last weekend and we were looking at the sky and I was like looking at the clouds and I'm like, oh look, there's a three-headed dragon. And Jason was like, isn't that Cerebus? And I'm like, oh yeah. So I was like literally seeing Cerebus in the sky because I work with him a lot for the quantum shifting stuff. Thank you. Thank you, multi-digital coder. I think of more stories with Belial. Yeah, Belial and my ex-boyfriend. So yeah, I started working with Belial. It was the 2000 teens, and I was with a man who was barely did like the bare minimum, and so I'm pretty sure it was Belial. Like I was working with a couple demons at the time, but Belial was just like They did not like him. And so they would do like random things to him, like drop snow on his head. Like as soon as he went out the door on the steps, like snow would fall off the roof onto his head. And I'm just like, oh shit. I knew it was them. And he would go to make coffee in the coffee pot, like one of the single cup coffee pots, like a Keurig, and it would just overflow everywhere, all over the counter. And it's like, where's all this water coming from? And I'm like, like they would do just little annoying shit to him, and it was so funny. Like looking back, it's hilarious. At the time, I was like, oh no, they hate him. Oh my god. I did a spell to help someone with her abusive husband, and she hated this air fryer. He got her. Belial set the damn thing on fire. Oh my gosh. Yeah, he does not like wussy men at all. Like, and you know, they were just telling me, like, hey, this guy is not fucking good enough for you. He is not good enough for you. And I agree. I agree. I agreed then, and I agree now, even more. They do not do that to my current husband. They actually talk to him. Yeah, they like give it messages. Sometimes it's for him, sometimes it's for me. Especially Abaddon. Abaddon is in love with Jason. Have I ever scared him with a message? Hi, Jason. Yeah, they will fuck with them. And I'm so glad. Oh my god. And I think they're still fucking with my ex. Like, he's had some bad luck lately. Probably thinks I cursed him, which I did not. Not worth the energy. Abaddon is awesome. Yeah, if someone starts losing he did start losing his mind. Oh my gosh. I was also working with Quifothic energies. And so they were fucking with him, and also like he just started going crazy. But the thing is he was always like that. It was just coming out, and he couldn't hide it from me anymore. It's not that they drove him crazy, it's that he was always crazy. Yeah, he must have really pissed them off. Yep, that's true. And I don't think he has a lot of spiritual protection either. So. Yeah, he would just lie and gaslight and like, I don't know. I don't want to get sucked into it, but it was ridiculous. It's like he would pull things that now, if somebody tried to do that to me now, I'd be like, the fuck you did. I know exactly what you're doing. Like, shut up. Like, nobody would really get away with that with me right now. Ever. That's what happens when you work with these energies. It changes you forever, for the better. Like, I guess the place you notice it the most is in your relationships. I wouldn't say it affects your relationships the most, but it does. It is extra noticeable there. Uh, and so, for example, like I've known Jason since 2019 because that's when I started doing Taekwondo. And back then, I thought he was like way too good for me. I was like, wow, Jason, he's an IT guy. He's so put together. He's so grounded. And I always thought he would be way too good for me. Like, I'm just like, oh, that guy, I'd never be able to get a guy like that. And then years down the road, I was like, hell yeah, I could get a guy like that. And I was like, what was I thinking? Of course I can get a guy like that. So it really changes not only like how you view yourself, but how you view yourself in according to relationships. Like that's the biggest indicator that you've changed is when your relationships change. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely learned and built strength. Yeah, for what wasn't that 2016, Jason? So that was when I first started doing magic and working with the infernal divine. And so they like started activating in Jason's life too and started messing with his sleep schedule. And he was in a not so good relationship at the time himself. So for some reason, the magic that I was doing was also affecting him, even though I did not know him at the time because we didn't meet until 2019. Yeah. It was just like way too much of a coincidence. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's like a contract. That's a good point. I love this stuff. I can't believe it's so incredible. Like thinking about it, like going back, because I'm like, oh, I started doing magic at this time, and Jason's like, huh, that's when I started not being able to sleep, and all this stuff was happening. And it's like, holy crap! Because was that me messing with them, or it's like the spirits were like, okay, let's mess with this guy because he's an asshole, and then let's go activate your your real man. So he's ready for you when you're ready. Like, that's how it worked. And I know, like, it sounds like it's all about me, but I personally sometimes think that it is all about me. Yeah. I mean, I'm a Leo moon rising, so I think the world revolves around me. Sorry. The whole world is my stage. Yep. It's kind of like being the star of your own movie. That kind of feeling. Yeah. Right. Their twin flame. Oh, just cross-legged. I haven't decided if I believe in twin flames or not. There's definitely a connection between me and Jason, but I wouldn't go that far as to say, oh, he's the other half of my soul. I want to have all my soul to myself. Sorry. Like, but I don't want to share my soul. I don't want somebody to have that much power over me. Yeah, for real. A trap. And then they're like, oh, you find your twin flame, and then you break up, and then you get back together, then you break up, then you get back together, and then you might not even be meant to stay with them forever, even though they're the other half of your soul, and nobody else will mean as much as they do. It's like, what the fuck? I do not want that. That is awful. Yeah, yeah, like divine union. I like that a lot better. I don't think I've heard that term. I like that so much better. Thank you, Eric. It is toxic. I'm not sure if twin flames is legit. I'm not a fan of being trapped. Yeah, no. It's not really something to strive for. Yeah, divine union is so much better. Yeah, right. It's so good. Oh my gosh. It's so much better than twin flame or soulmate, because your soulmate can be your sister, for fuck's sake. It can be anybody. I think soulmate to me is just people that you've lived other lives with. Like, it can be your sister, your brother, your dad, your mom, and I'm pretty sure my daughter used to be my mom in another life because she acts like my mom sometimes. And she's really bossy. But so she would technically be a soulmate. And I've met people that I would definitely consider soulmates that I want nothing to do with. I'm just like, nope, not this life. No, thank you. Maybe the next one. Yeah, exactly, Eric. You'll be picky about the ones you invite back into this life. Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds good. Natasha, that sounds great. The energy's starting to fade out now. Oh, that was great. I hope you guys really enjoyed that grounding energy from Belial. I'm gonna need it. I'm doing evocation of Lilith for my glow up group. You're rocking the whole time. Yeah. I figured that one way that you could ask the Omega in the name of your true self through magical names to always be a great team. Yeah. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go for a walk after this. Oh, good. Pratt's perfect. Livy, Lucy. Oh, you're welcome, guys. Is there anything else? I think there was something. I am working on a project right now where I'm taking the quantum leaping and the multiverse magic that I do, and I'm making a journal. My nose is running. I'm making a journal where you can write things in it that you want to happen. And it's kind of like a manifestation book on speed. I'm actually working on that right now. It's not really close to being done, however. But that's something I will be releasing into Astral Mastery and Glow Up for those guys. But it's taking me a little bit of time because it's like, how do you write this? What do you write? And examples of what you write. Like, I'm going through all of those things, and then how to activate your book for multiversal magic. The sigils, like it's a big project, so it's taking me a little bit of time, but I will absolutely get done. Yeah, I'm going to be asking Erebus, Cerebus, and Nyx, who I do the timeline jump ritual with, to help me with this because they are the experts. And I'm excited. So excited. But okay, guys, I will see you next Monday. Will I be here next Monday? I'm going to a Mystic Fair in New Hampshire this weekend. So I will be vending at a fair in New Hampshire. If any of you want to know which one and you're close to New Hampshire, let me know, because I, off the top of my head, cannot remember what it is called because it's new for me. But I will be there in New Hampshire. Franklin, New Hampshire. this weekend. Yeah, we'll be back Sunday. Okay. So as long as I'm not horribly exhausted, I will be here next Monday. Okay, guys? Yeah, thanks. Yep, Franklin. Bye, guys. So good to see you. See you next time.